Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So, bit of a special video today. I thought just for something different, I'll take a look at my Alien Titan collection. So yeah, these little guys were something I picked up, when did I do it? Last year, just before I broke up for summer last year. And yeah, I got them at a very reasonable price from Forbidden Planet near my university. I'd never collected these figures before. In fact, to be honest, I've never really been that interested in Funko Pops or Titans for that matter, but I had seen these really good videos on YouTube of someone basically going over the entire wave of them, and when I saw that these blind boxes were on sale for pretty much £2 each, I thought, you know what, why not take a chance and see if I can get some really cool ones. So as you can see, I've got a very nice selection in front of me, some rare ones and some ultra rare ones. So yeah, without any further ado guys, we're going to go over these individually, and yeah, stay tuned. So to start off with, guys, we actually have this little two-pack from the first Alien film, which consists of Helen Ripley, which I think is meant to depict her sort of midway into her spacesuit, you know, when she's slowly dressing up into it. It's a very cool idea. It's a clever way to dodge the need for the helmet head sculpt, as I think that would simply just be far too big for the figure. And then, oh yeah, she doesn't stand very well. And this one here is the battle damaged big chap. So this is where she fires the grapple gun into its stomach, and you know, it's just about to. So yeah, nice little variant of this guy. Sadly, I never was able to get any of the Alien 1 Titans because they'd already long since sold out at this point, but there was just this little two-pack that was on sale for £2.99, so I thought, you know, why not? May as well add it to the collection. It does look really nice. And as you can see here, you've got a lot of detail in there. You've got all the bio hoses and the various tubes, a lot of details around the mouth, these really nice metallic teeth. In the dome, you've kind of got the skull sort of painted on there, but I think they've made a mistake here because this looks more like the skull that you see on the aliens when in actuality the big chap from the first Alien film had a human skull in its head. But it's nice detail nonetheless. You've got these nice ridges here. It's very smooth. It's actually quite satisfying because it's made of this very kind of, I don't really know how to describe it. It has almost a chalky texture to it, which I do really like. You've got the bio hoses and the additional spine and the tail, all with very nice detailing. And this kind of just sits over the top, so it's not really attached. It kind of just sits there, then they pop the head on over the top, which is fine. In terms of articulation, the heads can go from side to side. This is the same on all Titan figures, and the arms can go forward and back, but they can't do the full 360 because they're hindered. No articulation at the legs, it's all just one big solid sculpt. But yeah, most of the same for Ripley. Her hair does hinder the movement quite a bit, same with her arms. But yeah, it's a nice little two-pack. I mean, for £3, you know, I think that's an absolute steal, and it's a great way to start off my collection. So now on to Aliens, like in the title of the video. I think it's appropriate to start off with Ellen Ripley. So we'll just take her accessory out for a moment. Now I have to say, you know, for animated figures, I think Titan have just captured the likeness so well. Their sculpts are so good, and even though they're animated, you can definitely tell who they're meant to be. You know, I think the costume definitely gives it away, but I really do think there is a Sigourney likeness in there, which is very cool. And you've got all this detail. You have the wristwatch on there, you have the various straps with the grenade ammunition, you have the trousers with their little zips, and the shoes, all the details. Very nice. You've got her brown eyes. As you can see, they have just splodged a bit of paint on here for the ears, but I can overlook that. It's not too noticeable. She does come with a very nice accessory, which is the pulse rifle duct taped to the flamethrower, and of course the little scanner on the top so she can fine note a very awesome level of detail, and then you can just slot this into whichever one of her hands you choose to, and it's held there very, very nicely. So yeah, really love this figure and very happy to have it. Because these Titans are blind bagged, you never know which figure you're going to get, but I'm very happy that I got Ripley. In fact, I think she might have been the first one that I opened, and it's like, oh yes, you know, because you can't have an alien display without Ripley, so very happy to have this one. So, moving on appropriately enough to Corporal Hicks, and this is one that I'm really glad to have because he's actually one of the more rarer ones. Just to kind of show you guys on this box, it shows you all the figures you've got. You've got 2 in 18 variants, and then you have, as you can see, 2 in 18. Bishop is only 1 in 18. Sorry about the dust. Is only 1 in 18, and so is, Hicks is only 1 in 18, and so is Bishop. And these aliens down here are 1 in 36, which means they're very rare, and so is this Bishop variant, which we'll get onto in just a moment. So, very happy to have him. You know, I'm glad I came across him. So I think, I'm not too sure how Titans work, but I believe there's 18 figures per box. So that means in every box there's 1 of these guys. 2 in 18 means there's 2 figures in every box. And then 1 in 36 means that there's a chance that you could buy an entire box and still not get that figure. So I'm very happy that I do have a 1 in 36 variant. But taking a look at Hicks, I mean, that is undoubtedly him. I think they've captured the likeness very well. I love the spiky hair. I love the detail on his uniform. You know, you've got that, not really sure. Yeah, you have his name on the front there. You have a heart with an arrow through it. You've got all the ammunition, the camo on the trousers. Sadly, not much detail on the sides. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe it's the way it's done in the factory. It's just kind of printed on. But still really nice. And yeah, as I said, very good likeness. I do think his hair should be lighter though. I think that's the one mistake they've made. But he does come with a pulse rifle. Just a pulse rifle, no flamethrower attached to it, and that can just be put straight into his hand, where it looks very cool. So very happy to have him. So moving on to the very rare variant which I was telling you guys about, we have Bishop. Now, I was so happy to get Bishop because these are all of the, well, main cast of characters that are available in this wave. Sadly, there is no Hudson and there is no Vasquez or Gorman or even Burke. You know, it would have been nice to see those. But I was really happy when I'd gotten all of the main characters that were available, and this is the ultra rare variant, and this is the queen tail going through him, and I just think you can even see where it's punctured on the back. It's very cool. Like I say, I think they've captured the likeness so well. There is no mistaking who that is, and just having the alien queen's tail through him, it's so weird, but it's so cool at the same time. And, you know, like, you still got all that wonderful detail on his jumpsuit. And, yeah, I think I might actually prefer this to the standard release, you know, just because it stands out a lot more, you know, so I'm really happy to have it, you know, and I'd have been happy with the original version, but really glad to have an ultra rare. So moving on to the aliens, of course, you know, you've got to have aliens in an alien wave, and thankfully Titan has been very plentiful with the aliens that they've given us. Now, unfortunately, I do have 2 of the same, and this is just the standard variation, so I will take a look at him very quickly. And yeah, I think there is definitely more detail here than there is on the Alien 1 Alien, mostly due to the absence of the dome. You know, you've got all those ridges and it's very, very well sculpted. You still have all the biohoses and the cables, and I love the colours that they've used. You've got that beige mixed with the dark brown, and you've even got a sort of orangey brown in there. Very, very nice. When you compare the two together, they share exactly the same body, exactly the same details. It's really just the head that's different. Although I do really think that this head having more detail does stand out a lot more. I love the addition of the silver fingernails and toenails. It's just a nice little way to really help bring it out. I love the teeth. It's so cool. You got that kind of evil, it's almost like an evil smile. It's so, focus, please focus. Yeah, almost like an evil smile. It's so, so cool. I really love the detail on them, and you know, even though they're animated, I think these have more detail on them than a lot of toys do, which is just so, so cool. So we'll bring in very quickly this variant, which I do have. Now, this isn't actually a part of this wave. You won't be able to find him in the boxes. He is actually a Comic-Con exclusive, and I do have one in the box. Now, I'm not really one for buying things to keep in the box, but this was actually a mistake. I'd ordered this, it took forever to turn up, and then I saw this guy at Forbidden Planet actually cheaper than the price that I paid for this one. So I thought, you know what, I'll get this one, I'll open him, and I'll keep him in the box, because I think I paid like eight quid for this guy. I only paid like £3 for him. So yeah. So just showing you guys the box. Very nice Aliens design. Shows you all the other figures on the back. The articulation. You can see the figure nicely displayed in there. I love the kind of Weyland-Yutani style of the packaging. It's very cool. Aliens logo on the top, and as you can see, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So this guy might be worth quite a bit in the future. So definitely going to keep him mint and sealed. But as for this guy, exactly the same as the standard variation of Aliens, except you have a bullet shot to the head and to the body and the leg. Really the only difference. It's a nice, cool little variant. Like I say, I am a bit upset that I wasn't able to get any of the colour variants, such as the red and even the flaming alien, but this is a nice variation nonetheless. And lastly, we have the more peculiar variants. So we have something really cool, which I love, and that is the flaming alien egg. Now, I do believe, I could be wrong, but I think, judging by the box, this is the only variation of egg that they released for this wave, which is a bit strange. I thought there would be a non-flaming version, and I also thought there was a glow-in-the-dark version. There could be, I'm just going from what I remember, but yeah, this is a very, very nicely detailed egg. It's so, so cool. You know, even though it is a little big and it's not really in scale with the rest of them, I do love it. You've got that very naughty, obscure-looking opening section to the top of the egg. You've got the flames painted up the side of it. You've got all that really nice detail on there. Like I say, it is hollow, as you can see. You've got the Titans logo on the bottom. And yeah, it would be very cool to have a couple of these, to be honest. Next up, we have the Chestburster, who, like I say, isn't really in scale with the rest of the figures, but it's just so cool looking. He does have movable arms, which is funny. No more articulation. The bottom of the tail is flat, so he can stand. And yeah, he's got those really cool silver teeth. He's got all the blood splatter, and I love the detail. You know, and they all seem to have smooth domes when they're first born. Very, very cool. Really like this one. I would have to say this is one of my least favourites, though, because it just looks so out of place on the shelf, you know, when all these are in scale, and then you've just got this one. But it is cool. But it is cool nonetheless. So, lastly, the final figure in this smaller scale, we do have the Alien Queen. And, yeah, I do really love the sculpting on this figure, but I find this one to be one that I don't really need, and sadly is one that I did end up getting instead of a, what's it called? Instead of a APC carrier, which would have been cool. Like I say, would have really loved a red alien and, you know, a couple of these chase variants, but instead I got this. But that is made completely irrelevant when we get on to my next figure, which is the big, in scale, Alien Queen. Now, as you can see, I'm actually struggling to fit her on camera. But yes, something very cool is she does have glow-in-the-dark teeth. I don't know if you guys can see that. So, yeah, at night time when I have her on display, it makes it easy to know where she is because you've just got this green smile at you, which is quite off-putting, to be honest, but there you go. And like I say, it is basically just an upscaled version of that small one, but I love it because it's in scale with all the rest of the figures, and the detail on it is absolutely phenomenal. You've got all these spikes protruding out of the back, you've got the enlarged tail, got all these ridges and things, even underneath the crown has been detailed. And then this really large tail spike. And I just think the detail on the face is phenomenal. Got all of the different shading going up the crown and everything. So in terms of articulation, the same as all Titans. You know, you've got a left to the right on the head. The arms can move. The little arms at the front here can't move, but the same as all. This seems to be much more attached, but it does just kind of sit over the shoulders. But yeah, I love the addition of the glow-in-the-dark teeth. I think that's very, very cool. So yeah, and something that I think is quite fun is if you pose the bishop figure next to her, it does look as though she's put the tail through him. So I just think that's a nice little clever way for display. So overall, what do I think of these little alien Titan figures? I love them. Like I say, I'm not really much of a fan of Funko Pops. I am more of an action figure collector by heart. I just find that action figures not only have more detail, but, you know, they have all the articulation and the accessories and just the things that make them, you know, more worth collecting. But I think these Funko Pops and these Titans are more of a trend than an actual, you know. At the end of the day, they are quite literally just lumps of plastic. But what I do love about Titans, much more than Funkos, is they have at least some articulation. And they do have a kind of unique style to them. And when you have them all grouped together, like you see here, it does actually make for quite a nice display, I'm not going to lie. As I say, I'm really, really glad that I picked up this Alien Queen. Now, I was very fortunate enough to get all of this when it was on sale. Like I say, these guys were literally about £2 each. I think about £2, maybe £3 each. And the Alien Queen was about £9. When these guys were first released, I believe they were £7 or £8 each, and the Alien Queen was £20. So I do think that the pricing is quite a deterrent for these things, because I would definitely have not paid those prices for them. Like I say, I got lucky and I thought, you know what, I love aliens, so why not? You know, and I'm really glad I did, because I do think I have quite a nice display here. If it is possible to track down some of those alien variants, then I will definitely do so. But like I say, that's why I really don't like blind bags, because, you know, it entices you to buy more. It's a very crafty business practice, and, you know, it can make them very difficult to collect, especially if you can only buy like 2 or 3 at a time, you know. But I think I've been extremely lucky with mine, and I think because of that I have got a very nice collection. So I'm going to give these guys a solid, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10, because I do think they are a nice novelty. I just think that, you know, me personally, I do prefer action figures to these kind of things, but they're very, very nice nonetheless. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. It was just a little something different, and if I know some of you guys can't wait for my Alien Queen review, and I've got more Higher Toys reviews on the way, so definitely stay tuned for that. And thanks ever so much for watching the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, let me know what you guys thought, and hit that subscribe button and the ring the bell notification to stay updated for latest videos and content. I'm sorry I have to say that, but because, you know, YouTube's run by an algorithm, don't really have much choice. So, yeah. But thank you ever so much for watching the video, guys. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.